Welcome the rare gems. Sigma females are a unique breed, living in a world that often has trouble figuring them out. They go through life on their own terms, leaving people around them curious, confused, and sometimes even a bit uncomfortable. They don't fit into the usual boxes or follow society's rules, and that's exactly what makes them so fascinating. Their actions, often misunderstood, show a level of depth and complexity that most people can't fully grasp. Here are the things they do that will never make sense to you, no matter how hard you try to understand them. Number 1. They can remove someone from their life in the blink of an eye. When a Sigma female decides to cut someone out of her life, the process is quick and certain. She doesn't hesitate or dwell on it. It's almost like flipping an internal switch. One moment someone might be a big part of her world, and the next, they're completely out of it. This sudden change isn't impulsive. It's a well-thought-out decision that aligns with her values and self-respect. The speed with which she makes this change often leaves others confused. While most people might agonize over relationships, weighing pros and cons, or searching for closure, a Sigma female handles things differently. She's not interested in dragging out the drama or prolonging goodbyes. For her, once trust is broken or respect is compromised, the relationship loses its worth and she acts with firm resolve. This ability to cut ties so abruptly comes from her deep understanding of her own worth. She doesn't hold on to relationships out of habit or fear of being alone. Instead, she values her peace and self-respect above all else. If someone no longer aligns with her standards or brings negativity into her life, she won't think twice about removing them from her circle. It's not about being harsh, it's about protecting her space and keeping her emotional balance in check. To those left behind, this might seem cold or sudden, but for her it's about self-preservation and maintaining her dignity. She doesn't feel the need to explain her decision or seek approval from others. Her actions make it clear that she's committed to her well-being and principles. The process is usually quiet and final, leaving little room for debate or second chances. In the end, this decisiveness ensures that her life stays true to her values and free from unnecessary emotional baggage. Number 2. How Sigma females handle being lied to. When a Sigma female is lied to, her reaction is both subtle and revealing. She doesn't need to raise her voice or jump into a confrontation. Instead, she processes the betrayal with a quiet intensity that can be more unsettling than any outburst. The moment she detects a lie, she mentally and emotionally steps back, recalibrating her perception of the person who deceived her. It's like she's drawing an invisible line that marks the point of no return. For her, lying is a serious breach of trust, something she doesn't easily overlook. Her response isn't about immediate drama, but about a long-term adjustment in how she interacts with that person. She might not react publicly or demand an explanation, but internally she's making decisions about the future of the relationship. She carefully assesses how the lie affects her view of the individual and how it changes her level of engagement with them. This quiet processing might make her seem distant or indifferent, but it's actually a sign of her emotional maturity and self-respect. She values honesty deeply and knows that once trust is broken, it's incredibly difficult to rebuild. She doesn't waste time dwelling on the betrayal or seeking apologies. Instead, she makes a mental note of it and adjusts her interactions accordingly. What's captivating about her response is the calm control she maintains while navigating the aftermath of the lie. She doesn't need to make a scene or seek revenge. Her decisions are made with a level of discretion and self-assuredness that speaks to her inner strength. The person who lied might not fully grasp the gravity of the situation or the impact it's had, but for the Sigma female, the breach of trust is enough to warrant a significant change in how she handles the relationship. It's a quiet, powerful reminder that for her, integrity and authenticity are non-negotiable. Number 3. Departing without a formal goodbye. When a Sigma female decides to leave, it's like she's quietly fading into the background, leaving no trace behind. Unlike the dramatic farewells or drawn-out goodbyes that many are used to, her departure is marked by a deep simplicity. She doesn't feel the need to make a scene or give a long explanation. Instead, she just quietly exits, trusting that her absence will speak louder than any words ever could. This approach can be confusing to others who might expect closure or a heartfelt goodbye. But for a Sigma female, leaving is the result of careful thought. Once she's decided it's time to move on, she does so with clear finality. She knows that sometimes the best way to end a chapter is to simply close the book and walk away. There's no need to drag out the process with emotional farewells or attempts to explain herself. Her departure isn't about being dismissive, but rather a sign of her respect for herself and the situation. She refuses to stay in a place where she no longer feels she belongs or where her presence isn't appreciated. By leaving without any fuss, she keeps her dignity intact and avoids unnecessary drama. This approach helps her maintain her emotional balance and sidestep the stress of long goodbyes. What makes her departure so striking is how effective it is. The suddenness of her exit can leave those left behind wondering what went wrong. But it's this very uncertainty that drives home her point. She's moved on, and by doing so she reinforces her boundaries and shows that her presence should never be taken for granted. Her departure is a strong statement of self-respect and personal integrity, one that leaves a lasting impact long after she's gone. Rare gems. If you're enjoying this video and find it as intriguing as we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to keep delivering more engaging content straight to your feed. Number 4. Sigma females approach life with the strategy and foresight of a chess player. For a Sigma female, life is like a strategic game where every move is carefully planned. She's not just in it to win, she's mastering the whole board. While others might get caught up in what's happening right now, reacting to whatever is right in front of them, the Sigma female is already thinking several steps ahead. She's anticipating outcomes, spotting potential challenges, and preparing for what's coming long before it even shows up. To outsiders, her decisions might seem odd or confusing because they're not seeing the bigger picture she's working with. But that's the beauty of how a Sigma female operates. She's always thinking beyond the present, aligning her actions with a long-term vision. Whether it's in her personal relationships, career, or everyday interactions, every choice she makes is part of a bigger strategy designed to keep her in control of her future. This approach gives her an edge, allowing her to navigate life's complexities with a level of foresight and precision that others might find hard to match. It's not about being cold or overly analytical. It's about understanding life on a deeper level and playing it with purpose and clarity. To those who don't see her full plan, her moves might seem unconventional, but to the Sigma female, they are the most logical steps in a well-thought-out strategy. This strategic mindset is what sets her apart. She doesn't waste time or energy on actions that don't serve her long-term goals, and she's not easily influenced by others who don't see the whole board. For the Sigma female, life is a chessboard, and she's always thinking a few moves ahead, not just about the next step, but about the entire game. This foresight and calculated approach make her a powerful player in whatever arena she chooses, and it's why she often finds success where others only see obstacles. Number 5. Tactical reclusiveness. When a Sigma female retreats into periods of reclusiveness, it's not about avoiding the world or simply withdrawing. These moments of solitude are often part of a carefully thought-out plan. For her, reclusiveness isn't about disengaging. It's about stepping back to regroup, grow, and sharpen her skills. During these times, a Sigma female is deeply focused on personal development. She uses this quiet period to reflect on her experiences, assess her progress, and plan her next moves. It's a time for recalibration, where she hones her abilities, expands her knowledge, and strengthens her mental resilience. While others might see her retreat as a sign of isolation or detachment, it's actually a period of intense inner work. She's preparing herself for the challenges ahead, ensuring that when she reemerges, she's more equipped, more refined, and more powerful. This tactical reclusiveness is a key part of her approach to life. She knows that growth often happens in silence, away from the distractions and noise of the outside world. What's captivating about this approach is how deliberate it is. The Sigma female doesn't disappear without purpose. Her reclusiveness is a calculated move, an essential part of her overall strategy for success. She understands that true progress requires moments of stillness, where she can focus entirely on her own evolution. When she returns, it's with a renewed sense of clarity and a stronger foundation, ready to navigate the world with even greater precision. In this way, her periods of reclusiveness are far from random. They're a powerful tool in her arsenal, allowing her to maintain control over her life and her journey. It's a reminder that sometimes stepping back is the most strategic move you can make, and for the Sigma female, it's a move that pays off in ways that others might not immediately understand, but can't help but respect. Number 6. Subversive humility. Sigma females practice a unique form of humility that flips conventional wisdom on its head. While the world often links success with self-promotion and the need for recognition, Sigma females quietly excel without seeking the spotlight. This is what makes their humility so different. It's a conscious choice to let their actions speak louder than words. In a society that often values boasting and constant self-promotion, the Sigma female's approach is refreshingly different. She doesn't feel the need to announce her achievements or bask in public praise. Instead, she focuses on mastering her craft, achieving her goals, and making an impact, all without drawing attention to herself. This isn't about avoiding recognition, but about redefining what true success looks like. For the Sigma female, success is personal. It's about meeting her own standards and living up to her own values, not about winning approval from others. She understands that real power comes from within, and that it's often the quiet, consistent efforts that lead to the most meaningful results. By excelling in silence, she turns the typical expectations of self-promotion upside down and shows that humility can be a strength, not a weakness. This kind of humility is what sets Sigma females apart. It's not that they don't appreciate their own achievements, they do. But they're more interested in the journey than the applause. They're driven by a deep internal motivation that doesn't rely on outside validation. This allows them to operate with a sense of quiet confidence, knowing that their worth isn't tied to how much attention they receive. What's captivating about this approach is its subtlety and strength. The Sigma female doesn't need to be the loudest voice in the room to make an impact. She doesn't need to boast to prove her capabilities. Instead, she lets her actions, achievements, and the quality of her work do the talking. And in doing so, she often earns deep, genuine respect from those who recognize the power of her quiet excellence. By challenging traditional expectations, the Sigma female not only redefines humility, but also shows that true greatness doesn't need a stage. It just needs a purpose. In a world obsessed with visibility, her unique humility is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most impactful people are the ones who don't need to be seen to be felt. Number 7. They cultivate anti-habits. Sigma females have a unique way of staying sharp and adaptable. They practice something I'd call anti-habits. While most people find comfort and structure in routines, Sigma females intentionally break these routines to avoid becoming too predictable, even to themselves. For them, the danger of routine is that it can lead to stagnation, where actions become automatic and the mind starts to dull. To counter this, they create anti-habits, deliberate actions that shake up their regular patterns. These might be small changes like taking a different route to work, or bigger shifts like diving into a new project or hobby out of the blue. The goal is to keep their minds agile, continually challenge themselves, and avoid the trap of complacency. This practice of cultivating anti-habits is more than just a quirk. It's a strategic approach to personal growth. By constantly mixing things up, Sigma females ensure they stay adaptable, able to think on their feet, and respond to new situations with clarity and creativity. It's about staying ahead of the curve, keeping their instincts sharp, and maintaining a sense of freshness in their lives. What makes this approach so intriguing is how intentional it is. While others might fall into routines and let their days blend into one another, Sigma females actively resist that pull. They understand that true growth happens outside comfort zones, so they make a habit of stepping beyond what's familiar. This keeps them engaged with life, always learning and always evolving. The result is a mind that's always awake, always alert, and always ready for whatever comes next. Sigma females aren't just getting by, they're thriving, constantly pushing themselves to be better, smarter, and more adaptable. By cultivating anti-habits, they make sure they're never caught off guard, maintaining a level of mental agility that sets them apart. In a world where predictability often leads to mediocrity, the Sigma female's commitment to anti-habits is a powerful statement of her desire to stay ahead of the game. It's a reminder that sometimes the best way to grow is to intentionally disrupt the status quo, embrace the unknown, and keep life as dynamic and engaging as possible. Number 8. Experimentation with identity. Sigma females have a unique approach to self-discovery, constantly experimenting with their identity. Unlike those who stick to one path or persona, Sigma females are always exploring new sides of themselves. They dive into different hobbies, try out various lifestyles, and even take on new identities as a way to better understand who they truly are. To an outsider, this might look like a lack of commitment or direction. But for Sigma females, it's actually a deep and intentional quest for self-understanding. They believe that to really know themselves, they need to experience a wide range of possibilities. By stepping into different roles and exploring diverse interests, they gain insights into their true preferences, strengths, and values. This process isn't about being indecisive, it's about embracing growth. Sigma females understand that identity isn't fixed, it evolves with experiences. So they actively seek out new experiences and perspectives to keep their self-concept dynamic and expanding. They're not afraid to reinvent themselves or change their path if it means getting closer to their authentic self. What's fascinating about this approach is the courage it takes to explore so openly. It's not always easy to step into new roles or adopt different lifestyles, especially when it means leaving behind old habits or expectations. But Sigma females see this as a crucial part of their personal evolution. They're willing to face uncertainty and discomfort because they know it's all part of the journey to self-discovery. Through this ongoing experimentation, Sigma females continually refine their understanding of who they are and what they truly want. They don't just accept who they are, they actively shape it, making each new experience a step toward a deeper self-awareness. Their willingness to explore and experiment makes their journey of self-discovery both rich and rewarding, showing that true identity is not about sticking to one path, but about embracing the full spectrum of human experience. Exploring the unique behaviors of Sigma females paints a picture of remarkable independence and self-assurance. Their ability to swiftly cut ties, respond subtly to dishonesty, and leave situations without a fuss all reflect a deep commitment to their own values and emotional well-being. When they retreat into what might seem like monk mode or engage in selfless acts of kindness, it's not about detachment. It's a sign of their inner strength and deep introspection. Sigma females are often skeptical of compliments and fiercely protective of their privacy, which further highlights their focus on authenticity and personal integrity. These traits aren't just quirks. They're essential parts of a complex, self-reliant personality. They challenge the usual expectations and make us rethink how we view personal boundaries, self-worth, and genuine connections. Understanding these aspects of Sigma females offers a glimpse into a world where actions speak louder than words, and where staying true to oneself is paramount. This look into their lives is a testament to the extraordinary nature of Sigma females, showing why their approach to life is as intriguing as it is powerful. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video. Bye and stay blessed.